Nah, I was listening to some Lil Baby on the way here. I was blasting my boy, Lil Baby. But I'm on record saying, not to add his affiliation, but I was on record. I used to have debates in the crib, and my man, Chris, shout out my bro, who's the best crib rapper out, and I was jacking Lil Baby for at least 3 years now.
Oh, he crib.
We're not gonna double down on that, please. But whatever. So yeah, it was just a debate we had. We was talking about like rappers that's maybe associated, we don't know, or whatever the case may be, and he was the top for my list. He been the top for a while, so or whatever. And I caught on to him kind of late.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna cap.
You would be finding the gang, cause this nigga, I remember I was at his crib back in high school, and nigga like, yo, Chris Brown is blood. I'm like, how? Like, you don't see it? This nigga is blood, son. And this is before Chris Brown, like
before Run It.
This nigga like, yo, this nigga blood. I'm like, how do you see this nigga blood?
You gotta look, allegedly, but whatever. You have to look at. I pay attention to a lot of shit or whatever, but I also know. So me and my man, we not even gonna get into that. Cause me and my man, we was just going down memory lane. We just talking about wild shit or whatever when we was younger. Cause I was like, we not gangsters, but we was outside, so we saw so much shit as young. We was outside from like 11, 12, junior high school. We met 6th grade. We was just running around doing dumb shit. So we seeing a lot of shit as we went through the years or whatever the case may be. But in that case, we wasn't untrapped.
He slid that in there. You see that?
I see
he
that.
He wasn't untrapped.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I ain't really.
So with that being said, let's dive in. Shout out Lil Baby.
Shout him out.
His doc Untrapped on Prime Video. Shout out Prime Videos. Maybe your partner one day. So shout y'all out. Let's Untrapped. Like, what's good? Let's dive in. What did y'all think of Lil Baby's Untrapped documentary?
I mean, at first, when I watched it the first time and the second time,
at first when I watched it the first time and the second time,
I came to the same conclusion. I'm like, yo, they really trying to make Lil Baby Jay-Z, son. The South OD, son. Like, there's certain stories that's kind of like, nigga. But there's certain stories with Jay, it's kind of like, nigga.
You heard that God did verse. Hope did verse. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, yeah. Nah, but they definitely try to make this nigga like the whole of the South. And I think he gonna get there, son. He definitely gonna get there.
You think they trying to make him, or this is just his persona and it just happens to look that way? I don't want to make it seem like he's a plant or industry plant or nothing.
No, I don't think he's an industry plant, but it's just like I think when it comes to P, like he definitely sees it in him. And I think like even with those conversations that they may have in like off mic or whatever, like I think he grooming him, like he see him like, yo. We
all need a P in our corner.
Oh, definitely.
Do you see them smiles he has on his face when like Lil Baby's rapping? I was like, I need what? Smile when I yo, that shit looks so beautiful to see like them support or whatever.
It's Vanessa.
Yeah.
It's not a bro.
I'm just keeping it a stack.
Sorry, Bill. Finish. What the?
I definitely see that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we gonna dive more into it. Everybody just say what they took for E. What's up?
I mean, I love to see my Black people excel in life and try new things and, you know, help the community. But I feel like it was too early. The doc was too early. That's my opinion.
You know, this is your flaw. Get your shit off. And
no disrespect, because, you know, PB going hard for Lil Baby, especially when he went after Joe Budden. But don't come after me. But I just feel like this is a guy who didn't want to rap, right, in the beginning. And all of a sudden, you know, he got into it. He's doing great. And he's coming out with this bomb-ass music. I'm like, all right, cool. We dancing to it. We loving it. And now it's like, you have a documentary. So, like, what's next for you? I feel like it's too early. So now if you have a documentary, what else can you do? Like, what else can you add on to your...
Another doc.
You know what's crazy?
No, it's not funny because some people, we wait to celebrate people when they're gone.
Yeah.
So to catch somebody in the midst of their up and coming, now you get a little bit more of a look. I'm gonna get into like I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna get into like a little bit of why I also think it's marketing.
Of course. Yeah.
So the album is coming. So why
Yeah,
not
his
give
album's
like an
coming out.
in depth of who he is? Because we all hear stories or whatever. I don't know. Like we hear stories and we hear things. So they just gave us like a little bit more of a insight. Like I even remember watching the Breakfast Club interview the first time he was up there. I remember watching that shit.
Yo,
remember I was
like a little
watching-
kid.
Not even.
Nah, he was
He was
quiet.
quiet.
Yeah, he was
Like a little
Thank you.
kid.
Like
Mhm.
quiet.
Like a
And
little
it's
kid.
like, and that's what I mean. Like, this is somebody who didn't want to do this. And next thing you know, he's coming back on the Breakfast Club the second time and he just blossoms. Like, it's just like, I feel like this light is for him, but I feel like the doc is just too early.
Nah, you know what it is? You know what I think though? Like, after watching that documentary, like, cause I remember when Lil Baby first came out and I wasn't really listening to him like that. But I think the documentary really showed the growth because he just like got better,
That's what they said.
Yeah.
like
He got
crazy,
better.
like hit after hit after hit. Like one whole album was just like a hit maker. It's like he was just on fire. That's just what it is. You can't deny that.
I want to.
He was on fire.
No, I feel like, cause I listened to the first 3 albums, the first 3, I don't even know,
Tapes, it
mixtapes.
don't matter. Projects, just say projects.
Yeah,
you want
the
to.
first 3
Yeah.
projects, you know, that he dropped in 2017, and you honestly listen to that, I felt like I was listening to a demo. Like
That's probably what it was.
The first couple, I feel like he was like finding himself, OD, because like
And he
I
found
couldn't
it.
listen to it. Like it got to a point, I'm like, yeah, this is.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't in the beginning. He wasn't like, you know what I mean?
And I think
Because I know something fire when there's like something that I can like. All right, let me listen to that again. Let me listen to it again. I ain't had no heat on the first. Even my dog song, the song that he said he had.
That was
one.
that was an easy song though. I feel like at
I
that
heard
that point,
But
It
it's a
could've
good
been- It
song.
could have been my headphones because I heard it and I'm like,
it's also, I don't know if y'all paid attention to the point when the reporter came in and he was like, it was hyper local.
yeah,
So I looked it up or whatever, and
it was fire probably down south.
and
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like he made music where
For the
street niggas gonna relate to. So
a
you
fact.
saying that it makes sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like later, like more of his hit records is more people can like da. Even though if you listen to what he's saying, he talking
still
that
street
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Because I remember I was working with this one dude, and I think like his nephew was from Atlanta, and he had me like drop him home, and I was just talking to him. I'm like, yo, like what's popping in Atlanta? And he was telling me a bunch of names, and I was like listening to this dude talk, like young boy. I think he was like probably like 18, 19. I'm like, damn, son, I feel old as shit because I'm like, I don't know none of these rappers, son.
Yeah.
And he was just telling me, oh, this dude is hot, you know, and like, oh, he was hot last week. And it was like, the way he was talking, like, yo, there's like a new, like, hot rapper every week in Atlanta that nobody knows about.
And this is why. So this goes to the point of why he got a doc, because he broke through. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For somebody, in your point in the sense, for somebody who didn't want to rap and got so good so fast.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. I don't know. People see this all the time. And what stamps him is the fact that they know it's not an act.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what helps is like, they like, especially people in the A probably like, oh yeah, he probably was, and then it grows and it grows and it grows. You see, like I said, everybody needs a P. P was running around him, making him, and Coach K was making him do shit that he didn't want to do. Shit that he didn't want to do. He didn't feel he needed to do.
Oh, yeah.
He could have made more X, Y, and Z. So I took from it the hard work and dedication, because now in the choice of like the privilege conversation now, he got money. Now I gotta go here. Like he said, I gotta go do this show, might get $2,500 on the back end, but I had to spend 10 hours. You know what I mean? In a sense like that, that's determination. That's like understanding at the end of the day, like, it's a job to a certain extent and it's safer instead of being running around and doing God knows what or whatever the case may be. I like I feel like it showed a side of him, because I think it was cut up very well. Like some documentaries, like them old school videos, they knew when to throw it in. They knew when to say, like, it was done well in that, like, or whatever the case may be. It was like so many
But you know what's crazy about it? It's like it's such a short period of time. So I think I understand why E's like, yo, now that I'm thinking about it, I can understand why E would be like, it's too soon. Cause I'm like, yo, 2017, he may look young, but like 2017 is like almost 5 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like that. It's like it's not that long of a time stint. Like you know where you was 2017.
It depends on, but it also depends on if you're looking at it like a career. A new rapper comes out every day. How many rappers last 5 years?
But look at Future.
But that's how. But that's,
no, but that's saying that's one of the thing. The big name rappers. Yeah. You will say, but for every little one rap. Future, how many is little something that didn't go nowhere or had one, or even the one hit wonders that pop up out of nowhere and then cool off and shit like that. So like for a 5 year span, especially in today's era, but this is the era we're in. You get what I'm saying? Like everything is hypersensitive. Everything wants to be done quickly. Everything wants to. They want so much music. This is like putting out like 2-3 projects in 1 year. That's not what we grew up on.
I see what you mean.
You get what I'm saying? We grew up on one a year, and then you might get a couple of features from them. Now you get an album, and then they do features for the rest of the year. So you never not hear their voice and stuff like that. So I think it's the era we're in that why it came so soon. So we never know. Like the next 5 years, something might change, and he might do it again. His kids will be older.
I think the next 5 years up, like, and I think what's gonna happen is he's like you gotta think about like with Jay, right? Jay, like his span is from 1996 when when his first album came, and he was rapping probably way before that, because in the 90s,
Jay was born rapping.
Yeah, niggas was rapping in the 80s. They got old footage of DMX in the 80s.
Or
you watched the Murder Inc. doc?
No, I ain't watch it, but I remember like on like a while back, I was in Harlem and I was listening to the radio and they played some old DMX, some like
shit you never heard before.
Yo, it sounded like it like he sounded like a nigga from the 80s.
Damn.
Like he don't even have the same like bass and shit. Like
he is from the 80s.
No, he sounded like a rapper, like how dudes was rapping
in the 80s. They're teenagers in their 20s. Remember, these are men that's in their 50s, so they're from the 80s. That's what I'm saying. From the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but what I'm saying is like it took like you be in the industry, like you'll be around, bumping heads with people. It would be like 5 or 10 years of that. Like even with Ross was like I hear stories about Ross like back in like early 2000s, like 99 type shit, when he was in the industry and shit. So like it's different now where it's like things happen like so quick.
Yeah.
Much quicker. Like so you got the Jay, then you got Drake, and then his career is like a shorter than like for him to get on top, like to see like the success that Jay's seeing. So now we're looking at Baby, like
shit like that.
Now, just to break up the Drake and Jay, what do you mean by the Drake see what success? I'm confused.
Oh, she fucked up. I
just want to clarify.
I just want to say this: the moment you compare anybody to Jay-Z, you fucked up over there.
No, that's not true. I think Drake is the whole of this generation.
Okay, all right.
But what I'm saying is that Drake's like when Hov came out with Reasonable Doubt, album was reasonably acclaimed. Like it was fire.
Not at first.
No, it was fire. That's what I said.
Back. Oh.
That's why I said was it reasonably acclaimed or whatever. Like people said that this shit was but it wasn't. It didn't do numbers, right? And then years came, and I think
so that's what I'm saying. You're not when you say people, you mean industry people, because obviously it wasn't to the masses. It
didn't do numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From like
before it took time to mature. I get that.
No, it took time for people to mature.
Basically.
Yeah. But then with Drake, like he's I think Drake is on the same run that Hov. Like every year he drops something, Drake's been doing the same thing. When he's been seeing more of a success than Jay.
Different
at
era.
a shorter different era at a shorter span.
Is it? Because Drake is 14 now? How long Drake in there? 12, 14. Drake is
but
double digits.
Yeah, but when Drake was at what 5 years?
Yeah, 12.
When he was at 2, when he was at 5 years,
13, 14, 14.
niggas was singing Drake like was God.
So when Hov was 5 years in, was that not the same?
No, it wasn't.
What are you talking about? Blueprint, niggas love Blueprint, bro.
Word.
Yeah, but then,
That's 4 years in. You said 96. Blueprint
I feel like
came out in
every Brooklyn
2000.
nigga was like certifying Jay.
Hov blew up after, if they say after
Encore?
Hard Knock Life.
Hard Knock Life?
After Hard Knock Life, they say he blew up.
Hard Knock
So
Life
and
was-
that's what I'm saying. You're looking at it. If you think about it's the same time frame. Because Jay was Jay. By 2000, Jay was Hov. In 2000, niggas was on Hov body. That's 4 or 5 years.
Word.
You get what I'm saying? Based on first album, how you said it. So it's the same thing. You're just looking at it because you're living in the Drake moment. You was too young for the Hov moment.
That's a
He's
fact.
fucking elementary school, junior high school for Hov.
but I think Drake when like I won't even say his first album because I feel
Take
like,
Care,
His
son.
mixtape.
Take Care was, I count that
Yeah.
as an album.
But I think like when Drake, you know.
How do we end up on Drake? We talking about Baby.
Word.
No,
Switch
but
back to
I'm
Baby.
moving there, like so, like you know, what I'm saying. I feel like when it comes to Baby, like when it comes to Lil Baby, his career it's like he's gonna see more sooner. You know what I'm saying? Because like he already got a documentary, like you know what I'm saying.
But I
It's
think
almost-
that's
it's a
based on-
timestamp.
I think that's based on the era. You know what I'm saying? Because Hov been out forever. We got documentaries from Hov. We got Fade to Black. We got Backstage Talk. We got documentaries technically, if you thinking about it. That was documented times that people was talking. We got documentaries early, bro. It depends on how you're looking at it. It probably wasn't a whole documentary, but we got documentaries early.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you said something very very interesting. You talked about how when Reasonable Doubt came out, how the industry wasn't ready for it, but the people was ready for it, right?
No, the people wasn't, but the industry understood what it was. The people didn't understand because
So you feel like the people didn't understand?
yeah, the people didn't understand Hov.
Do you think it's the other way around now with Lil Baby?
Which you mean people?
So with the hyper local,
I think he adapted to his fan.
right?
Hov is from
You said the industry understood Hov?
yeah,
The industry understood Hov.
industry meaning other artists.
No, I'm talking about when you said industry. I'm thinking about the higher ups.
No, I'm talking about other artists.
You're talking about other artists.
Other artists, no, not exactly.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
we gotta
about
clarify that.
people.
Yeah, I'm talking about other artists.
So when you talking about people, who you're talking about?
When the fans, people that buy albums.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about other artists understood what it was, and then the fans didn't get it. The high ups didn't get it. Obviously, that's why he had to start Rockefeller. So we got that part already.
Okay.
We knew that. But I'm saying in a sense, and then also you got it with Lil Baby now. What it is also he signed to the
Quality
hottest
control.
independent label at the point.
Mm-hmm.
When Lil Baby came, Migos was still on fire. Remember that. That's why they showed up. The Migos was on fire still. And
What's
then,
another thing I want to go into? Like, yo, the Migos, like, there was no story between both of them now. And I'm looking at the albums, like, he got like a song with like Offset.
no, that's not the album. That's the QC
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got like, but even on I think on the third,
Oh, one of the things. Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
the-
shit.
the
That
fourth-
is my shit.
the fourth one that came out 2000.
Transport.
Yeah.
That's my
Transport.
shit. That's
He got
my
a song with
shit.
Offset.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like, and you know, bringing it back to Rockefeller, if somebody out, everybody on the album,
But
on
it's different. We're not gonna get into that part.
you know what I'm saying?
It's not. You just try to find anything.
Word. It's,
No,
it's
no,
ran differently. It's
We're not-
ran differently.
we talk about that off mic. That's not important. Let's get back to the documentary.
Nah, but I was thinking like, yo, why the Migos?
Yeah,
was it always
that's,
beef between?
I don't know, but
I think
the
that's not
documentary.
what I'm talking about.
What else? Like, cause like from the documentary, like the whole Grammy thing. I think that was dope that he still performed because he
Yeah.
understood the bigger picture. In the sense of not to be no pun intended,
Oxymoron, bigger picture.
but yeah, he understood the bigger picture. I may not get the award, but the people that's gonna see me here is gonna help me grow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But it goes back to what you were saying before about the hyper locals. So remember when they went to the different urban areas in different countries,
Yeah.
and how like he got mad love, like
Yeah.
because they understood the struggle. So I feel like by him even doing that, it's just like he's giving back love to the people. all right, maybe he does deserve a documentary because it's the people. It's not like the industry. The people wants it.
But he didn't even, and mind you, I don't think he even got into like all of the good shit he does for the city. He didn't even get into none of that. He does a lot of shit for the city. He didn't even get into none of that. He kept it straight about the music. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was well shot, and they didn't even give us a lot of information because we knew he was a father. We knew he had 2 kids.
Yeah.
If you listen to his music, you know he loved his kids. Like, they gave us just insight, but these are things we knew.
And his son's on the cover of
Yeah. So you feel me? Like, it's the beauty of seeing him hanging out with his kids, him showing the beginning, him like catching video footage of all the love he get in the city from the people, seeing the support he got from the label, people understanding. And
I told Dre, like, yo, you know, when I got my boys, you know, get footage of me, you know, interacting with them. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like
So you just doing it for the cameras?
But that's another
I'm
thing
here
I
to
wanted
pick up my son.
too.
He wasn't doing it for the cameras. Like, come on.
That's what I wanted to talk about too. Like, you know, I know he's a dad, and I know that he loves his kids. But do you think that it's media that has him doing these little things?
No.
As opposed to like,
I don't think these are full videos. I think these are natural videos, and they just cut them up.
They just cut them up?
Yeah, I don't think they're like that, because most of them nowadays, that's the era we're in, that you record damn near everything you do.
Right.
And you choose what to
chop up and use.
You feel what I'm saying?
I think they came in with a camera, like, you know, and it's just
no,
like,
but I'm saying they probably
like,
have a camera 24/7. That's the life that they live. They probably have a cameraman on payroll. You get what I'm saying?
100%. I'm 100% on that.
No, I think some of them shots were Candace. I think some of those shots were like, all right.
It was
they had to sell the story.
It was a nigga randomly getting a haircut in the back. Did you not see that?
On random.
Why he walk about with his son? It's a nigga getting a whole haircut.
Random lighting all over the place.
They planned that too.
They planned it.
Listen.
I don't believe nothing, so I get it.
I'm just saying, like, you know, watching his interviews on the Breakfast Club and reading the comments, a lot of people were talking about how this guy needs media training. But in reality, I don't think he needs media training. I think he's perfect the way he is.
Media training is just a code word of saying how to figure out how to talk to white people. That's what media training
That's a fact.
That's all it is.
I mean,
I feel like that 100%.
I would say I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I agree with it to an extent because I think it's more to it. Mm-hmm. I think media training is not just how to talk to your white counterparts or the higher ups.
Why they gotta be high up?
Because let's be serious. Like, who really owns the music industry?
It's a fact.
All right. So enough said. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like when somebody takes media training, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It can probably mean like, oh, you have to look this way so you can sell more records. Like, be more fatherly like, or be more husband like, or be a pimp, or be this, be that.
But I think when it comes to Lil Baby, because like I watched the first interview and like it was hard for him to get anything out of him. They ask a question and be like, yo,
he's a street nigga.
Yeah,
he's not supposed to talk much.
Yeah, but that's understood. But there's certain niggas that just can talk.
Who you know from their first interview came out and could talk?
Dame Dash, like
his first. You saw Dame Dash's first interview?
When Dame Dash, he was the king. He was the head of Rockefeller. Him, Biggs. Like,
no. I said his first interview, my nigga. What are we talking about? We're saying talk about things we cannot prove. You do not know how Dame Dash was in his first interview, my nigga. But that's a bad comparison, bro. We're not doing that. No, you got to use a good comparison. That's a horrible comparison, my nigga. What was Dame Dash's first interview? I'll Google it right now. What was his first interview? Because you comparing apples to oranges, because we're not doing that.
But you said street nigga.
He's not even a rapper, though.
You said street nigga.
And you talking about an exact.
You said street nigga, son. Like, nah, what I'm saying is like, there's certain people that just know how to like when you have a conversation with a person, they give you more.
That's not true. That's what I'm saying. It's not true. You can go around a street nigga and have a full conversation and nigga said 5 words. What are you talking about? Because niggas don't say much, bro. When you
that's true. All street niggas I know don't really talk.
If you outside with niggas and you talking to niggas, unless that shit management, niggas don't say much to you, bro. You in front of a camera.
So nobody's personable. Nobody like.
My nigga, watch Kodak Black first interview. Watch Young Thug first, and watch a lot of these up and coming artists. first interviews, bro. A lot of
One
them,
word answers.
quote unquote, like
Nah, even look at Pito when he brought up.
But I think people in the industry back in the day, like Ja, like
tell me Ja first interview.
I don't know Ja.
So why you keep saying these people names? Because you talking about when you met them in the middle of their career, my nigga. You're not talking about the start. This is the start. It's two different. You can't compare the middle to the start. How he talks today is perfectly fine. And that's the middle. You're comparing.
He got better, bro.
No, he got way better.
So that's
better,
what I'm
bro.
trying to say. You're
What?
comparing. You got to tell me Ja first interview.
Well, I'll give you one. Look at Lil TJ.
What about Lil TJ?
Look at his first interview. He gave way more than like. There's certain people that are more personable that you have a conversation.
Little TJ, it was in New York, and Little TJ's story is known in New York. He's on Breakfast Club. It's nothing. You can't.
Nigga,
hide.
you just said,
No.
You just said give you a rapper. I just gave you
we
a
said
rapper.
street niggas. Little TJ's not a street nigga. We said street. Did we not start off with street niggas?
We start off with street niggas.
Little TJ's not a street nigga, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing. We said street niggas.
That's in the streets.
Not the trenches, baby. He called himself the trenches, baby. Get it? We talking about street niggas. Niggas that was selling dope. Niggas that was getting money allegedly. We talking about street niggas, not a young man who
is in the trenches.
I was seeing Little TJ shit on Facebook before I knew who Little TJ was. It was in your face. If you in New York,
I'll give you that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're sitting here saying, and then you don't even know that. Wait. So what was his first interview? I don't know if Breakfast Club was his first interview.
Now you Jack, because like
we didn't say Breakfast Club. We just said first interview.
First interview. We said that was his first interview on the Breakfast Club.
No, we never. You brought up Breakfast Club, bro. All we said was first interview.
All right, but that's his first interview on the Breakfast Club.
Okay, but what was his very first interview? You don't know if he had an interview.
I said Lil TJ.
Was that his very first interview?
I said Lil TJ.
First interview.
We don't know
We did say that.
first interview. Then if that's the case, then that's the first time he was on the Breakfast Club.
What else interviews he did?
I don't know.
Okay then. So what are you talking about?
Nigga, I just said Little TJ. Now you gonna say? Now you gonna push the
I already said he's not. No, I didn't move go.
Nah, you moved the goalpost.
He said street.
Now he's not a street nigga,
TJ.
and that was not his first interview.
He's a trenches baby.
I said, what is his first interview?
You moving the goalposts,
what was Lil Baby's first interview before Breakfast Club?
Moving the goalposts.
What was his first interview before Breakfast Club? He just came out of jail when he came to Breakfast Club. He had no other fucking interview. He just came from jail. They said that shit in the doc, my nigga. What are you talking about here? So please tell me what was Lil TJ first interview. I didn't say Breakfast Club. You added shit, bro. You moving the goalpost.
No, I'm not. I said his first interview, he was on the Breakfast Club. So, but now you're gonna be like, then when I say Lil TJ, oh, that's not his first interview. That's his first interview on the Breakfast Club. What are you talking about?
He's still not saying.
Okay, so we still on first interviews?
The whole conversation was first interviews, no? Because the Breakfast Club wasn't even fucking out when Ja Rule and them came out. He brought up Ja Rule first. So how the fuck are we talking about the Breakfast Club? You get what I'm saying?
Nah, dude.
He brought up Ja Rule. When Ja Rule came out, it was no Breakfast Club. When Hov came out, it was no Breakfast Club. The first batch of artists he named, the Breakfast Club was not around. So what would make me think that we're only talking about Breakfast Club interviews? Please.
Whatever.
And it wasn't really doing interviews at that time either.
I'm sitting here saying, I just want to know when did
But
we...
what I'm saying, take the streets out of it. There are certain people.
That's called moving the goalposts.
No, take out the streets. So name the artist.
Because he's gonna be like, if I name an artist, he's gonna be like,
no.
It's not a street nigga. It's not a street nigga.
So I'm saying,
name the artist.
There are a bunch of young artists that come out that are not personal. So now name when you talk to them. Now let me finish. That when you talk to them, they don't give you much, and there are artists that come up from the same neighborhoods. They may not be street niggas, whatever, and they're more personable.
So name them and their first interview. That's all I'm asking, bro. I'm not asking you. I'm not going to name the person and their first interview. That's it.
All right.
A Boogie.
What was his first interview?
A Boogie don't give nothing.
He didn't give nothing. When I saw him on High 97, he didn't say much. He said a little bit more on Breakfast Club. I don't know whatever else. I don't know his first interview.
Damn.
A Boogie don't give nothing on interviews.
You tried it.
I tried.
Bobby and Roddy first interview wasn't the best.
But
that's a fact.
They gave a lot. They gave much more.
You reaching now.
Much more?
You reaching on that one. I know he reaching on that one.
What they give?
How am I reaching?
No.
Bobby?
No, don't interrupt him. Hold on. What did they give? So tell me what did you... No. Tell me what you learned about Bobby and Roddy. Please tell me what you learned about Bobby and Roddy in that interview.
I'm not saying what I learned. What I'm saying...
So how the fuck they gave more if you didn't learn nothing?
You're not gonna let me talk?
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Come on, my nigga. Like,
you learned that it was from GS9, right?
No, when they asked the question, question. It's as simple as asking a question and what can you get from the question. It's like if you ask some of these artists the question like, "Oh, where you from?" The Bronx. Okay, you from the Bronx? Okay, tell me a little bit about the Bronx. Yeah, it was hard. And that's what you. But then when you're talking to somebody that may be a little bit more personable, you don't have to reach so much.
And you can tell. I think you're using the wrong word, bro. You mean personable? Personable.
All right, personable, whatever. But when you're talking to somebody and you get more out of it, like, all right, you ask them a question and they can stretch the answer, then it's different. Like, and I don't think it's no street nigga, whatever. Just certain people just have that naturally in them that you can talk to them and you get more out of them.
That's not true. It's not true. Because if you as a person literally just came out the street and you don't know what may be looking for you, why would you answer certain questions? You don't know what question could trip you up. I'm just speaking as a nigga that been outside. It's certain shit you can't answer because you don't know why this question is being asked. Regardless if you're in an interview, it's not the same space.
But even still, like certain questions, they'll be like, all right, next question. And a lot of the time, some niggas be telling too much.
Are we talking about Vlad now? I don't. Now I don't know because I gotta know what platforms we talk about. What
on Vlad niggas don't be talking too much on Vlad?
I don't support white people like that.
Well, like they talk a lot on Vlad.
I don't support white people like that. I'm sorry. I don't care how many black people they hire.
Vlad asks a question and they be like, "You got weed?" All right. It started on
on a cold night, February 12th.
Like, yo.
But